everybody! How are we all? Paul79 here. I hope you're safe and well. Hope you've all had good weeks. I had a busy one. Same old work, table tennis. Had a little bit of a bad week table tennis wise. Did not play very well. I think I need a bit of a break from it and playing like a couple of times a week. But again, next week I'll play it again twice. But hey ho, hopefully it's just a minor blip. Couple of shout outs actually before we get going. Shout out to a good friend of mine at work, Alex. She did an exam this week. It's a very hard exam, and she said it went well, which is great. So well done, missus. You can have a bit of a break for now and enjoy your Christmas. Another shout out again to my good mate Dave, who's come up real trumps here with these t-shirts. What do you reckon? I love them. Turned up yesterday, had a few made for a few people. And talking of t-shirts, I'm thinking about, maybe selling these to the public, but I don't know whether anyone would actually want them. But how about we do this? So if I can get 10 comments saying, yeah, that would be a good idea, Paul, then I'll stick them on my shop so we can start selling them. In terms of car stuff, right, what we're going to do today. So I'm going to give you a bit more of an update on the interior because I made a decision last week that I was going to actually try and finish it and simulate it sort of done. So I'm talking about putting carpet on the roof, doing the B-pillar sort of trims, just to sort of get the effect of what it will be like. There'll be a few things that I will just need to redo again, like the B-pillar trims and the roof when it comes back from the paint shop, because that will get ruined with all the dust, etc. But yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. And also, I thought it'd be a good idea to do the wiring for the heated rear screen, because that wiring sort of runs underneath the sort of rear part of the car there. So it's a very simple process which we'll talk about henceforth. So just bear in mind that I filmed what you're about to see. I filmed it over a number of days because I had to stick things, let it dry, etc. But yeah, I'm really pleased how it's all turned out. So let's get going. See you later, bye. So no sooner as I've put all the interior trim panels back, I've had to take them out again. No, it's so I can actually, so I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm trying to finish the interior completely, with a view to obviously then taking a lot of the bits out when it goes to the paint shop. But what I've done, so what I've done is this week, you see these side panels here that go ding ding, these L-shaped things. So what I've done is I've glued them on permanently, right, which is fine. That's how I do it. And you can see there's like silver screws that are in there temporarily holding it. And what I will then do, and I filled in the gap here with this glue as well, that's going to set overnight. And what I will then do is tomorrow I have a template, and basically the inside of all of this will be covered in carpet, right, the felt, and the felt will wrap around these edges here, and it will wrap around all along here. This bit the C-pillar trims will cover anyhow, and I will basically get it so it looks done. And then when it goes to the paint shop, what I'll do is I'll just rip that carpet off, because it will get ruined, and and when it comes back from the paint shop I just need to redo it again. But I thought it'd be nice to actually simulate the actual interior being completely done. And also on the roof you can see I've stuck a piece of the felt already, because I wanted to see whether all the filling that I did in between those Kevlar strengthening bars would sort of disappear once I put the felt on, and I'm pleased to say it pretty much has. Okay, there is going to be some bumps left, but only if you really look, and it's very rare that you actually look up and look at the inside of the roof anyhow. But what I'm going to do tonight is actually I'm going to fit a proper piece of carpet all the way across here and just bring it to this front of this of the roll bar, just to simulate what it will be like. And again, I'll probably leave that on when it goes to the paint shop, but you know, when I fit the car up for real at the end, I will redo that. I might just cover over it because it'll be covered in dust. But anyway, I just wanted for myself and for you guys to actually see what the finished sort of product would look like. I'm not going to bother putting carpet on here now, the felt on here now, because, you know, well, that'll just be smooth anyway, and I'll probably do it all in one big piece when I need to fit the car up. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, all for you guys. Okay, so it's now the next day. All that glue has dried. And what I have done, I have on the sides, so these panels here, I have covered them in felt. So let me get in here, be able to see it better here. So you can see now that all of this is all covered in the carpet, yeah? It goes right the way up to the top there, yeah? And all along there. And the way I do it, is I literally cut the shape out. So I made a, where's it gone? So I made a template like this, right, roughly. Cut the self-adhesive carpet out, and then peeled it off, and then affixed it to the inside here. Obviously cut off lots of extra bits, and I fold the carpet over on the edge here. So when the window sits in, you'll see this carpet and you won't see the rough fiberglass effect. We've got the carpet up here. It ran out of sort of glue on the carpet, so I've just put a bit of tape there for now. I mean, I'm going to take this all off anyway when it goes to the paint shop and redo it properly. The other thing that actually made it quite awkward is I had the roll cage in, so it's actually quite fiddly doing it around here. Of course, when I do it for real, when the car's painted, I will have the roll cage out. And then I also stuck carpet on the roof just to simulate what it would look like. It's not too bobbly, although I'm going to have to perhaps do a bit more work on that. And then down the side you can see I've put carpet here all the way down, because where the C-pillar trims come up, you see part of this kit. So with it all covered in carpet, it sort of all blends into one. Again, I will take those bits off on these the inside of the C-pillars when it goes to the paint shop, and I do it properly. You can actually see I've got two pieces there because it wasn't big enough, and I was just using sort of offcuts that I had left over. But yeah, so the B-pillar trim panels have come out quite nice. So yeah, there you see. Or hopefully you can see what I'm getting at. And then with the these bits for the inside of the C-pillars, you know, I've got this carpet. I bend the carpet over the fiberglass edge, like that, and then when the window goes on, the window will be glued all the way around there, and you won't see it, and it will be all nice and sort of flush. But before I can put the so here you go, here's a nice neat one. You can see the carpet has been folded over there. I've just trimmed it up here as well. Doesn't matter about this here, because then you'll have the door, the window will be here, cover that up, and you'll have the door seal on this as well. So it all sort of blends into one. But before I can put the interior back to show you what it all looks like, I'm going to need to do the wiring for the rear window, which is what this plug is here. It's a very simple thing. I'm going to go and get the window out of storage and actually show you exactly what you need to do. It's very simple. You just need to extend the wires here and run it around. But yeah, all good. See you in a bit. Okay, so I've got my rear window out of storage and I've put it in place. And to do the wiring for the rear window is very simple. So you can see this is how you see these little wires here with a little spade connector on. There's one each side, okay? And all you need to do is you have this is the rear window connector, and you know, this would have connected to the glass window in the Boxster convertible roof. we just need to snip that end off and extend those wires and have one that goes to that one and then the other one that goes to that one. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it and like attach it to this strip of wiring, and what I do is I have it then poking up on the other underside of the C-pillar trim, put a spade connector on, and then I will pull that back down. So basically, if you imagine that is not taped anymore, so when the screen's in properly, that wire will come down on itself, so it will show on the outside of the C-pillar trim, but then it will tuck in, so you won't actually see the connection. So all you'll see is this black strip. All right. And actually, before I forget, so you can see this plug, the wires are quite thick, right? So you don't want to just use thin wire. So what I've got is I've got some nice thick, I don't know what gauge it is, but anyway, I'm just going to extend it that way because it probably carries a lot of power and heat. So yeah, that's why you want some nice thick wires. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Okay, so that wiring is done. So that plug that you were looking at previously, cut it off, added the blue wires, zip tied the blue wires all to this big cable here. Then I found the best way, what I didn't want is the blue wires getting in the way of, say, the suspension turret, right? Because it needs to come up here. So I drilled a tiny little hole, thread the wires through, and basically, well, you can see the other side. So one of the wires, it goes all along inside this bit here. It comes out here where my finger is, and then it's just literally a spade connector on the end there. So you imagine now the window's in, you've got the wires from the window, you connect them up, and then you push that back inside the C-pillar trim. Right, I'm going to put the stuff back and I'm going to show you, I'm going to leave these poking out so you know what I mean. But you can see there, you've got the wire coming up. I've just put a bit of tape on it to sort of keep it up in the air to show you what I mean. But yeah, that's effectively it. So it's all, I reckon now all of that is done, and I can put back all the trim panel now, and basically this part of the car is done. Nice. So it's now back together, and I'm really pleased how it's turned out, to be fair. You saw me struggling there, but you know, it's turned out okay. I know it's a bit basic, but I'm really pleased how that's turned out. Oh, my C-pillar trim's dropped a bit, but anyway. But yeah, I really wanted to simulate sort of what it would look like, just to make sure, so when I come to finally fit it up, there's no surprises. But yeah, you can see you've got the C-pillar trim here, you've got this carpet here that I've put on the edge, and then that just marries up, so it's all sort of continuous carpet. Here's me wires, you know, so you get what I mean now about the rear window. So when we put the rear window in, and we will glue that in right at the end, we connect it up, and then what we'll do is we just push these wires back underneath there, so all that will show is the little black strip wires on the rear window, and it will go in there like that. You may be wondering why I was struggling to put this bit back, right? And I don't know if you noticed, but I purposely didn't put it back in and use the openings here and the openings here. The reason for that is I wanted to simulate, you know, once the car is done and the boys have to go, or the girls, the boys have to, you know, service the car, right? So what they'll need to do is need to take off this mat and that mat, yeah, if they're going to do a major service, because there's two plates there. And I wanted to make sure that it was possible to put the mat back, or the carpet, sorry, without disturbing any of the rest of the trim. So you saw me sort of struggling a bit, you know. So basically this was already here, but this one, I was having to sort of wedge it and tuck it in underneath, you know, these bits here. Now, and that's partly the reason why when I first planned, I was going to screw these shelf bits, these bits here, I'm going to call them the shelves. I was going to screw them to the wood that they mount on. But now I'm not going to bother, because they're wedged in, you know, they're up against the roll bar. And also it gives me a bit of slack to be able to feed this carpet back, yes. So, because you need to sort of, I need to sort of think practically as well, you know, when the car's done, how am they going to get to the engine? They should be happy, because with this roll cage, it's completely different to the Boxster one. The Boxster one goes all the way across here as well, so it makes it even harder, whereas at least they've got this massive sort of void here to be able to, you know, get and work and service the engine. So, but yeah, I'm really happy how it's turned out, to be fair. Apologies in advance if you saw any of my bottom in the speeded up version, but yeah, all good now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and sort of tidy a few things up, because the lodge is looking a bit messy, and yeah, and then the next thing we need to worry about is sort of what do we do in this area here. So I'm going to have to, I've sort of started doing it anyway, I've got to worry about the seat belts. You know, this is what this bit is here for. I'm going to have to get someone to weld that on. And I'm going to use the B-pillar trims and sort of butcher them from the top to sort of marry up with this bit to hide all of this. And that'll be on the next video, I think. Not tonight. So finally, I thought I'd just show you the rear window. And these are the connectors for the heated screen, basically. They're quite fragile, as you can see, so that's why I had them taped up in previous shots. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is, because I've got this out of storage now, I'm just going to put it on the car, because that's probably the safest place for it. Giving it a clean on the inside, need to do the outside, but yeah, if you can imagine, so you can see the connectors there when you fit this. And to be honest with you, the last thing you do on these cars is put in the rear window. Everything else will be done, and then you just glue in the rear window, because you know that's the final part. And you'll just connect them up, and then, like I said, you feed that wire back in underneath the trim panel, and all you'll see is this bit, and you can imagine this bit will just be running on the inside and of the C pillar here, and you don't even notice it. It's black which is great. But yeah, you really do need one of these screens that that has the heater element in them. You can buy, and I think the real GT3 RS actually has a lighter rear window, which I do actually have one of them for project number 5. But the problem is it hasn't got a rear. It's a lighter window because it's obviously a racing car, but it doesn't have the heating element there. So for me, that would be a problem. You definitely need to have a rear screen with a heating element in there, especially if you're going to plan to keep your car outside when it's finished. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in, and then that's done. Give it a clean on the outside, and I think we're done for this video. I'm absolutely knackered. So we're actually back now. Sorry about that, but I've put the window in and I've given it a good clean, and it's amazing actually when you start putting things like the windows back, it actually makes it look like a proper car. So giving it a clean, and what I wanted to show you, if I come in here, oh gosh, so you can see this is the you know, the window heating element, and you can see when you sort of fold it back like that, you can imagine it's connected to that, and you can fold it back and you tuck it in, and all you actually will see is that black bit that I'm running my finger down, and you won't even notice it. But yeah, that's effectively what it is. So yeah, oh gosh, but I'm really pleased how the day's gone, and with the window, etc., and the roll cage, and I'm looking forward to starting on the next part of the build. So there you go, gang. I hope that's helped some people out there, inspired you to do, you know, something with the interior of your car. I must apologise. I've already watched the previous footage back, and I don't know whether I mentioned, but yeah, I am actually quite pleased how it turned out. I've probably said that at least 20 times, so I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, I do have a habit of repeating myself, but in fairness, you know, all that work I did that you just saw, you know, that was done over the sort of a whole day, and you know, you're working, you do a bit of filming, working again, and you sort of forget what you sort of talked about. But anyway, okay, right, so I'm off to oh, I've got to do a bit of gardening, you know, I've got to sweep all the leaves up because a lot of leaves have come down because it's been very windy. But until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Take care, bye bye.